Hello again and welcome to another Warlord Wednesday, the episode of the week where we talk about all things bolt action. And in this video, we are going to be doing an unboxing and review of the new Italian Alpini mountain troops. But before we go any further, I just want to say a massive thank you to Warlord Games for giving me this box to review. I recently went to the Warlord Games open day. It was an amazing experience, a ton of fun, and I have a video out about that already. If you've not seen it, I'll make sure that I link it at the end of this episode. But as part of going along as an affiliate, they gave me a big goodie bag of different things they want me to review, and one of those was the Italian Alpini mountain troops. I have had my eye on an Italian army for a long time. They're a really cool army. Definitely the underdogs in bolt action, and I love a good underdog army. So I'm really looking forward to not only getting my hands on this kit and starting to review it, but also this will probably be the beginning of yet another bolt action project. So thank you to Warlord for giving me this kit, and thank you to them for feeding my plastic crack addiction. But now let's start having a look at this box, and we'll start off with what's on the outside. And as usual, we have the fantastic artwork that comes on pretty much every Warlord Games box. It's really, really cool. It's quite like a stylized art. These obviously aren't the models, so you can see the different uniforms, you can see the style of the models, you get a really good feel for them, and you've even got the fact that in the background here they're fighting in snow. You can see there's a big mountain in the background. It's really effective at just like conveying what these troops are for, and you kind of get the sense that they are like quite elite because, you know, they've got a mixture of equipment. You've got this guy with like a submachine gun, you've got guys with rifles and carbines and stuff. In the background you've got some people like running forward, you've got all, you know, like binoculars and everything. I know it just seems like a little bit, but this artwork is just quite good at conveying not only are these like Italian troops because you've got their distinctive sort of helmet and their uniform color, but also it conveys where they're typically found fighting. These are Alpini troops. They're going to be found fighting in the mountains. But taking a look at the back, we get our first sight of the models, and we've got 5 examples here. We've got a chap with a light machine gun, guy with an SMG, officer, a couple of riflemen, and what's really good is you can see there's a variety of historical uniforms that you can pick from, and there's loads of different components so you can build these how you want. Just want to say, good guy Warlord Games, not only do they show off the miniatures, but they also show off the sprues, so you know if you're like someone new to tabletop wargaming, you're like picking this up, that the models aren't going to come out of the box looking like this. You are going to have to put some effort into building and putting them together, which I know there's more than one horror story of people buying models and opening them up, especially if it's like kids and they're like, oh, where are the toys? Oh, I have to build my own toys. You know, not great, especially if all you've got to go off is like these models and the artwork on the front. So good guy Warlord Games there, making sure it's all clear what you can expect from the box. You've got the list of contents down here, so enough plastic components to make 30 Alpini Infantry, includes all sorts of other bits, including like plastic bases, assembly leaflet, and you get the big sheet of transfers and decals in there. And then we've got a little bit of background information down here, and it tells you about how they were founded, how they were reformed, and then eventually how it didn't go so well for them because the Italian mountain troops were used to defend and attack on the flat plains of the Eastern Front. So unfortunately, these guys historically were not used to their best ability, but obviously, you don't want to have all the text just telling you about how bad these guys were, so there is a little bit at the bottom saying how, despite the fact that they were not used to the best ability, they were tenacious, and that they did fight bravely, and that they were able to escape encirclement, where so many of the troops got surrounded and cut off on the Eastern Front with the Soviet counterattack. The Alpini did manage to display great courage, fight the way through. So you want that kind of thing when you're reading about your guys, because you don't want to pick up a box of models and just be like, oh, well, these are completely useless, these are terrible, unless you're going for a certain theme. Like, you might want to pick up something like the Volkssturm for the Germans, where you know that you're not getting yourself the best troops, or the Luftwaffe field divisions. But if you've already made the conscious decision, often when you're buying another kit like that you're going to be buying something that's a little bit more memey and a bit more fun. Whereas if you're buying like the epic Italian Alpine troops, the elite light infantry of the Italian army, you want them to feel elite and awesome. Well, that's the time spent looking at the outside. Now let's take a look at what we get on the inside here. Okay, let's put that box over there for a moment. So we get a big sprue of bases. Not the most exciting start to unboxing, I will admit, gentlemen. Got some extra ones there, of course. And then we get to the models themselves. And wow, just look at these. So good. The quality of Warlord Games kits has just come along more and more year on year. And we get, of these infantry sprues, we get 1, we get 2, we have 3, 4, 5 of them. So we've got these 5 sprues of infantry, and then we've got our leaflet here. We'll get to those sprues in a moment. We've got our assembly leaflet here, so it tells us these are different ways you can build the models, and here's some different ranks, and here's some color schemes and everything. It's pretty cool. So they've got one here. It's like second lieutenant is denoted by the chevron on the side of his alpine cap and the cuff insignia. Ranks of major and above wore a white eagle feather. That's so cool. Like, they give you those little extra details. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. The sergeant major has a steel helmet on his belt, a symbol conversion to cut the helmet from one of the heads. Wow, they're even telling you how to like convert the models. You don't see that. You don't see that so much. The colour of the Alpini tuft at the base of the black raven feather denoted which battalion a soldier belonged to. Wow, this is so cool. Like, you're just learning so much about the models you're about to build, and these are just guidelines. Like, you can build them and paint them however the hell you want. You know, you're encouraged to paint them historically, but if you want to paint them bright pink, you can do, of course. But it's just Warlord Games, just little factoids just being thrown in here, man. Oh, you know, this is how we've painted them, and this is what we've done with like little bits. So if you are the kind of person that really wants to build your models as historically as possible with the right squad loadouts and everything and the right uniforms, here are a few little pointers on how you can get started with that. The Alpini coat of arms would be gold on officer caps and black on those worn by other ranks. Wow. Okay. They give you some recommended colours as well. So it looks like some of these are, I would say, Army Painter. And some of them are another... Oh, oh, that's so cool. Look, it says at the bottom. Look, wow. Look at that, right? Never seen that before. So you've got you've got the different paints that they recommend, and then at the bottom here the different companies, like the little acronyms. So it says like RD German Field Grade 50%, and then you go, oh, what's RD? Oh, that's the rapid deployment paint. It's like AP Barbarian Flash. What's AP? Oh, Army Painter. Wow, that's so cool. That's really cool. Okay, so that's a pretty good sheet. And then on the back, there's not so much like assembly instructions. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like step-by-step guide like you get from maybe like other kits, but it's like, this is some of information. This is how we recommend painting them. Here are a few little fine details. On the back here, this is what you should find in each sprue. We've marked each part, so if there's anything missing, you can tell us, oh, I'm missing part 49 on my sprue, and they can probably send it to you. So that's really cool. But there isn't any actually assembly instructions, but the good news is that what I would say with the Warlord Games sprues, and I've noticed this again and again with the kits that they're producing now, you don't need instructions for them because they're so self-explanatory to build. They're so easy, like, because the bodies are just like one piece, and then the arms, it's just like, oh, well, the arms here, look at this. If I show you this, look, you don't need to figure out which left arm goes with which right arm. It's like, no, this is just the arms together already. The weapons are molded into the hands. It's really good. And so I would say you can definitely tell this is a newer Warlord Games kit, right? In older Warlord Games kits, they used to have like just the arms are like hands like this, and you'd have to like get the rifles and try and like mold them in, like have it like settle in there, glue it in there, and then sort of try and get the other hand sort of like molding like down here, like to hold the rifle. And inevitably, you know, this hand would like slip, or this hand would slip, or the rifle would twist in the grip, and so you just end, and then you'd apply more glue to try and fix it in place, and so all you ended up with a lot of riflemen have like glue ball hands. But that is in the past, and this is now, and these Warlord models are really good. Let's take a look at what we get on each individual sprue, because we know we get, what's it, 5 of these? Okay, so let's have a look at each individual sprue, so it's a little easier to see when we do it like that. Okay, So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bodies. We've got a standing body, a running fast body, a jogging body, a walking body, and a standing body there. And then we've got a kneeling pose there. So we get 6 bodies in various poses. We have a variety of weapons. So you've got 2 SMGs, 3 long rifles, 7 carbines, and then you've got 2 LMGs. So if you just want to build, this is what's really cool. If you want to go with royal upgrades, you can. Sometimes you just want to field a squad of like 10 blokes with rifles, and you can absolutely do that because there are in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rifles. There is also a pistol here. So if you want to build an officer with a pistol, you can do. And there are some binoculars. In terms of extra bits, we've got this is little power. These are little goggles. We've got little what like little snow goggles to stop like the glare there. They look like they can be glued either onto the helmet guys, or they can be like put on top of the heads. So I feel like they could definitely go either on a face or no, I'm not sure you'd be able to get them to go on a face. I think they'd have to go like on top of a hat. So yeah, there's about 9 or 10 knives, 9 or 10 feathers. There's a guy holding, oh, there's the 10th knife. He's holding it in his hand there. So what I really like about the knives is I imagine what you could do is you could build these as Alpini, or you could build them as the famous Arditi. The Arditi were kind of like the stormtroopers. They were kind of like the Panzer Grenadiers in terms of their like famousness amongst the Italian troops. They performed very well. They were an elite unit, and their distinguishing feature was they had these like distinctive like Arditi knives. So I imagine with the right paint job and making sure that everyone's got like a knife on their belt or something, you could definitely make an Arditi feel with these guys. You've got some pouches. Got some holsters. It looks like each guy can be have a pistol holster if he wants to. We've got ammo boxes, more pouches, pointy finger there, which is always good. You've got to have someone pointing. You've got the classic Italian pose. Hey, we've got that one there. And then we've got some axes, which is interesting. I've not seen axes before. That must be a distinguishing thing for the Alpini troops. So they've got these little like trench axes or like maybe like felling axes or something. Yeah, very interesting. Like small like hand axes. They're not like big double bladed things. So in terms of the heads, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the helmets. Considering there are 6 bodies on the sprue, that means you can give everyone a steel helmet if you want to, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the Alpini hats. So you actually get more Alpini hats than you could possibly need per sprue, and then you also get 3 of the famous Fez hats as well. So if you want to go for all of the Alpine caps, you can go for it. If you want to go for maybe something that feels a bit more quote unquote sort of like realistic, you can go for like the steel helmets. And if you want to go for some officers and stuff, you can do that as well. So yeah, it's a really good sprue, really high quality. Now looking at the actual like minis here, I can see no mold lines, man. Maybe there's like a really faint one there. Really faint. But you can tell this is a new kit, man. It's fresh off the presses. There's no aggressive mold lines. There's no like little bits. A little extra bits of plastic hanging off. The sprue is so neat. It's so neat and so tidy. And it's quite efficient with its space as well. Yeah, overall, really good kit, and you definitely get everything that you need to build some cool Alpine troops. But speaking of building troops, why don't we have a go now? Let's get our clippers here, and let's see if we can, how easy it is to build one of these Italian blokes. So let's go for this guy who's like standing up here. So we'll just snip him off there. 1, 2, 3 contact points. There we go. We've got him. Let's give him a... Let's see how quickly we can build one of these riflemen, right? 1, 2. There's one there. There's an arm there. And let's give him a steel helmet. Nah, I mean, I want to give him a steel helmet, but I'm going to give him an Alpine cap because these are the goddamn Alpini. You've got to give him an Alpine cap, right? So if we were to try and build one of these guys as quickly as possible, get him like tabletop, we want one of those. We want one of the bases as well. It's the smallest bases seems a little bit to make a bit more sense. By the way, the plastic for this is very nice and soft. It's a nice soft plastic, so my little nippers here are just putting through it without any issue. Got that there. We're just going to trim off the little bits there. Every time I get this hobby knife out, this box cutter, everyone goes, "Oh my god, Mordy, you're such a savage for using like a box cutter." It's like, hey man, it just, you know, if it works, it works. You know what I mean? You don't have to get all the fanciest stuff. Oh my god. Although I have to say, thanks to a generous supporter of the channel, George F. He actually, also known as Vigo, on the Discord, he actually bought me some. Those nippers that I've got there, he bought those for me. They're very, very nice. There we go. So there we go. We've got that. Building that. That was very, very easy to do. I think the best thing to do first is to glue on the arms. I'm going to glue on the arms first. So we're using a little bit of plastic glue here. Not too much. Glue on the arms because then you know where they're going to settle. And then once they're settled, you know what sort of pose you want the head to go into. This guy's definitely aiming his rifle to get it flush, really flush. It wants to aim. So there you go. That's on, I guess. No time for rest of the wicked. No messing around. And let's see if we can get a bit of glue on there. There we go. Got a little Alpini head. There you go. A little Alpine cap. We'll pop that on there. Okay, plastic glue's keeping that in place. And then we'll put a little bit of glue on his feet. And then let's just pop him on the base. And that is one of the brand new... Oh, dropped a little bit. That is one of the brand new Alpine troops. Built in, what, like a minute or two? Someone will be able to time it. From maybe tops like 3 minutes. I keep telling people Warlord Games have got some amazing kits. So easy, so ergonomic. Now, obviously, I can add little bits on here if I want to. But that's if you were like, I just want to get my guys built quickly so I can start playing this crazy game that we call Bolt Action as quickly as possible. You've got that. But why don't we now take a moment to like add a little bit of extra detail to him? So we'll give him we'll give him a little ammo pouch there, and we'll give him one of those those knives that we spoke about before. There we go. Nip that off there. We don't want to overdo it. I think that would be cool. Oh, we've got to give him a feather. Got to have a feather on his hat, right? It's got to be done. So we'll go for this. This guy's just going to be a standard trooper, so we'll just go for a nice normal feather. There we go. There we go. Thought I'd lost it then for a second, but it did fall where I wanted it to. So we'll just do a little bit of trimming there. These are tiny parts, man. So it's crazy the amount of detail that you get. It's tiny parts, and yet the feather is textured. My God. Scraping off that little line there. Yeah, there you go. That's the feather right there. Scrape off the little nubbin left over there. Little nubbin. Ooh. Almost dropped it, boys. Saved it. And then we've got the little knife. I will say, scraping the bits off this is a little bit more fiddly. There's probably a better way of doing it than with my gigantic box cutter that I now regret defending just a moment ago. So we're going to put a little pouch on the back here. Just on his belt. Being overly anally retentive with that. A little knife over here. Knife on his hip. You'd want a knife near to where you could get your hands on it. There you go. And the feather, I get the feeling, is probably meant to go on a specific side of the head. I think it goes on this side of the head, so we'll just pop it on. Feather in the hat. But boom, look at that. Look at that guy. He's got all the fine detail. He's got the feather in his hat. He's got the... look at the detail on the model, boy. It's so good. But that's it, guys. That is the Italian Alpini Mountain Troops World War II Elite Light Infantry Kit for bolt action, sold by Warlord Games. Overall, a really high quality kit. Fine detailed models. Really easy to build. Sprues. And just a pleasure to unbox and interact with. But of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Are you an Italian player, or are you interested in the Italians? Did you find this video useful or helpful? And are there any other kits for any of the bolt action factions that you want me to unbox and review and build? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that like button and of course, subscribe to never miss an episode. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last, but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier patrons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a massive thank you to Bonbonvert, Ken Starr, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Varney. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You are incredible. Your generosity is truly humbling, and I could just say it 1,000 times over and over again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.